Hey kids, in this next lesson we're going to be using a number line to locate numbers up to 10,000. So those sorts of numbers are numbers that have 4 digits. Let's have a look at this number line. We have the numbers 200, 300 and 400 marked on the number line. And we've got some spaces in between these hundreds. These spaces here. What numbers would we write on these spaces in between the number 200, the number 300 and the number 400? Let's count up how many marks are in between the number 200 and the number 300. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 marks between the number 200 and the number 300. Let's see if those marks might be worth 10 each. 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300. Yes, they're each worth 10. I'm going to choose one of these marks now and point to it with an arrow. This one here. I wonder what value we would write on that mark. Let's have a look. 200, 210, 220, 230, 240. So that mark on our number line is worth 240. What about this one up here? Well, I can start at 300. Let's start at 300. 310, 320, 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 380, 390. So that mark there on the number line is worth 390. Let's look at a second number line. On this number line, I have the number 1,000 here, 2,000 just here, and 3,000 here. So I'm not counting in hundreds like I was in the number line above. I'm counting up in thousands. So these little marks, the individual marks, I wonder how much how much each of those is going to be worth. So this is 1,000 and this is 2,000. And I think I've got 10 marks. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 marks. Now how much would each of those marks be worth if this is 1,000 and this is 2,000? Well, above here they were worth 10 each. But down here we're talking in thousands, so I think they're going to be worth 100 each. Let's have a look. 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700, 1,800, 1,900, 2,000. Yes, I was right. So how about if we get a little arrow and try and find out what that mark there is worth. Let's see. 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400. Let's write that down here. 1,400 on my number line. Let's do this one here. So I've got 2,000 here and 3,000 here. So we're going up by hundreds though. 2,000 and 100. So that number there is 2,100. Now we'll have a look at another number line. This number line starts at 1,900. Then we have another number on here which says 2,000 and another number on here that says 2,100. So what are the marks in between each of those numbers going to be worth? Well, it looks just like the number line above, so I'm thinking that they're going to be counting in tens, but in hundreds or tens or ones. Let's have a look. 1,900 here and 2,000 here. Let's have a look. So in this number line here, I was counting in hundreds. Each mark was worth 100. But in this number line, each mark is worth 10. So this number here is 1,900. I need 1,910, 1,920, 1,930, 1,940, 1,950, 1,960, 1,970, 1,980, 1,990, 2,000. So each of those marks is worth 10. Whereas in this one, each mark was worth 100. In this number line, each mark is worth 10. And I figured that out by looking at the number that they've given me on the number line and how many marks were in between. So if I put a little arrow now on this number here, I'll know that that number is 1,920 because we're going up in tens. This mark here is two tens less than my number 2,000 here. So 2 tens less than 2,000 is 1,980. Let's choose one more up here. Let's go that one there. So that number there is 110 less than 2,100. So 110 less is going to be 2,090. Wow, that's a tricky one. Let's have a look at this number line now, and we're going to have a practice putting some four-digit numbers, onto a number line. So first of all, I have the number 3,000 here, and 3,100 here, and 3,200 here. So I need to check what we're counting in to get from 3,000 to 3,100. So I'm just going to see how many marks there are first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 marks to get from 3,000 to 3,100. Well, I know that there's 100 difference between there, 3,000, 3,100. So there's 100 difference in between here, and they're marked into 10 spots. So each spot must be worth 10. Let me check just by counting in tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Yes, they're counting in tens. So here's the number 3,000 and here's the number 3,100. So if I have this number here, 3,020, let me have a look. Where would I point that number on the number line? So this is 3,000 here, 3,010, 3,020. So my first number, oh, that's a bit big, hang on. My first number is going to go to this spot here, and that's where I'm going to draw my line. So let's have a look at the next one then. 3,060. So let's count in tens again from 3,000. 3,000, 3,010, 3,020, 3,030, 3,040, 3,050, 3,060. So this one has to have a line drawn to that mark there. Now, let's have a look at this one here, 3,090. Well, I can see that that's 10 less than 3,100. So if I started at this number to find the mark of 3,090, I would just have to go 10 less. So 10 less than 3,100 is 3,090. So that one goes there. Let's have a look at the next one. 3,120. So here's 3,100, but I need that 20. So I need to count in tens until I get to 20. 3,100, 3,110, 3,120. So this one has to go there. Very good. You're doing great, guys. So let's have a look at 3,110 just here. So that's only 10 more than this number here, 3,100, 3,110. So I've only got to go one space more to there, 3,110. All right, we're doing fantastic. Let's have another one. 3,160. Well, what's this slightly bigger mark here? It looks halfway in between 3,100 and 3,200. Halfway between 100 and 200. I know that that's 50. So I bet that number there is 3,150. I'm going to check. 3,110, 120, 3,130, 3,140, 3,150. So my next number here is 3,160. That has to be 10 more. So I'm going to jump 10 more and go there, 3,160. This one here says 3,140. Okay, well I just worked out that that was 50. This one here was halfway. So 3,140 must be 10 less, just there. Wow, we are so clever at this. And my last one is 3,180. Well, this number here is 3,200. So that's 20 less. This one here is 20 less than this one. So I'm going to go 20 less. Ready? 10, 20. 3,180 goes on that line just there. Well done, guys. Look at that work. Next, you're going to practice doing 4-digit numbers on a number line yourself. Your worksheet looks like this one here. You'll find that you'll open Quick Sheets and find it in your Dropbox, and it's called 4-digit numbers on a number line. Now don't forget, when you are looking to do this sheet, that you have to look at the number that they've given you on the number line. In this question it's 2,000, and then it's 3,000, then it's 4,000. So what are the marks worth in between each of those numbers? So this is 2,000, this is 3,000, this is 4,000. Well, I know that there's 10 in between and that they're each going to be worth 100 each. But then when you have a look down here, this one says 900 and this one says 1,000. So in between each of here is 10 marks, but those ones are going to be worth 10 each. Okay, so make sure you count how many each of your marks are worth before you try and put the numbers into the number line. Good luck, have fun.